Our Smart Start begins with breaking news. Rochester police say a woman has life-threatening injuries after a double shooting in the city.
Erica Cost is live at the Public Safety Building at this hour with much more on this. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning, Leah. Well, the call came in just after midnight to the report of shots fired on Vore Street between Bay and Clifford. And as you mentioned, one woman is left with life-threatening injuries. Officers responded to the 200 block of the street. They arrived on scene to two people who had been shot. The first, a 20-year-old male, a city resident, had been shot at least once in the upper body. He was transported to Strong Hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injury. The second person shot was a 21-year-old, a young woman, also city resident, shot at least once in the upper body. She was transported to Strong as well, and her injuries are considered life-threatening at this time. Vore Street, where it happened, was closed most of the night, but has since reopened. And we did catch up with one of the neighbors in the area who described how jarring those gunshots were. Take a listen.
It sounded like a helicopter going over the house. It was definitely like a high-powered rifle. It wasn't like, going by and shooting a gun off. It was definitely a bigger gun because it rattled. I mean, the whole neighborhood heard it.
Police say no suspects are in custody at this time, and they're asking anyone who knows anything or has any info to contact 911 right away. And we'll bring you any of the latest updates as well as soon as we get them. For now in Rochester, Erica Cost, News 8.
All right, Erica, thank you for your coverage of that this morning. We, of course, will follow that on air and online at rochesterfirst.com. Governor Cuomo says he will not step down, but he did sign a bill that strips his emergency powers during the pandemic. Under the legislation, he can no longer sign new mandates on his own without approval from the state legislature. Also circulating in the Assembly, a resolution to impeach Governor Cuomo. Assembly Republican leader Will Barclay, who represents New York's 120th Assembly District, and members of the Assembly minority held a press conference yesterday announcing their plans to remove the governor.
The CDC says those who are fully vaccinated can now gather with other vaccinated people indoors without wearing a mask. The long-awaited guidance comes as more U.S. adults are being vaccinated. A person is considered fully vaccinated 2 weeks after receiving the last required dose of the vaccine. The CDC is still recommending people wear masks in public, even if they have been vaccinated. About 30 million Americans have been fully vaccinated so far.
All right, waking up to some good news weather-wise. A taste of spring is on tap, right, Josh?
That's right, yeah. Temperatures today will be flirting with 50, and they'll be even higher in the next couple of days. We've had a beautiful sunrise here in Rochester. There's our Fair Flower City, a live look there from Pinnacle Hill. Good morning to you in Greece. You're at 38 right now, starting out the morning in Dansville at 35. And good morning, Geneva. You're at 41 right now and on your way to the low 50s, I think, this afternoon. It's a lot milder here this morning than it was yesterday by some 20 degrees. We will find a cool breeze coming in off Lake Ontario this afternoon. Otherwise, a fair amount of sun. Your top temp today, like I said, right around 50.
All right, Josh, thank you. A look at our sunrise traffic now during our Smart Start. Clearing up a crash on Scottsville Road right at 390. Both lanes impacted there. Other than that, things flowing along nicely along 390, 590, and as you see, 490 into downtown Rochester as well.
Well, the House of Representatives is expected to hold a vote today on President Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill.
Joined by Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor, once again live in Washington, D.C. Jesse, good morning. If the House does in fact vote today as expected, then what is next for the COVID relief bill?
Yeah, good morning to you. Speaker Pelosi did say yesterday that the vote could potentially happen tomorrow morning as well. Right now, it seems like it's just procedural, but things like that can get a little bit delayed. They literally have to take the paper of the bill from the Senate and deliver it to the House, and that has yet to be done. And so, yeah, we are watching this very closely. But essentially, as soon as the House passes it, President Biden is prepared to sign it. He essentially wants that to happen pretty soon after, just because there's important deadlines that are important benefits that are going to expire, namely unemployment benefits this weekend. And so they want to get a jump on that to make sure that there's no delay.
Yeah, and a lot of people watching who are qualify for that $1,400 stimulus payment, they're wondering when can they expect to get that? Do we know?
Press Secretary Jen Psaki did say yesterday that the White House would hope to get those out within 2 weeks of this being signed into law. And so we were hearing, though, potentially that because it's tax season, that there could be some delays. But that does mean, though, that potentially by the end of March, if people are already set up online, they could be getting those checks in their accounts by the end of the month.
All right, Jesse, thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. Well, the Senate did amend parts of the original bill, including a federal minimum wage increase to $15 an hour.
Let's get a look at some news from around the state now. An update on the officer-involved shooting in Jamesville, south of Syracuse, that we initially reported on last week. The
Onondaga County Sheriff's Office says 4 officers fired their service weapons, 1 from the Sheriff's Office, 2 from the town of DeWitt Police Department, and 1 member of the New York State Police. The victim has been identified as 17-year-old Judson Album. Police say he pointed a BB gun at officers before they used their weapons. The investigation continues.
SUNY Chancellor Jim Malatras announcing that 4 SUNY-run educational opportunity centers are now helping eligible New Yorkers schedule COVID-19 vaccine appointments. Beginning this week, centers in the Bronx, Syracuse, and Troy will assist those without internet access to schedule those appointments. Additional educational opportunity centers are expected to sign on in the coming weeks.
Ithaca College is cutting faculty positions in an effort, it says, to align the size of its faculty to the size of its student body. The college says it's planning to cut 116 full-time equivalent faculty positions over the next 3 years. The school will be scaling back a number of positions in business, communications, music and humanities, and sciences, along with cuts of degree programs.
It is time now for the GRE Morning Business Report. Germany is planning to accelerate the use of the AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine.
So far, Germany has received more than 2 million doses of its shot. Meanwhile, here in the U.S., AstraZeneca is aiming to file for emergency use authorization within the coming weeks.
Well, as some states begin lifting mask mandates, companies are clarifying their position about face coverings. The grocery chain H-E-B says it expects shoppers to continue to wear masks while in its stores. The statement comes after some confusion over where the company stood last week when the chain said employees and vendors would continue to wear masks while customers would not be required to do so.
The majority of Americans who expect a tax refund this year say they're counting on it in 2021. That's according to a new creditcards.com survey. Of those expecting money back, 28% plan to pile that into savings, 25% plan to pay off debt, 17% say they'll use it for everyday expenses.
Well, how about this? Disneyland is now among the theme parks that can reopen beginning next month. The California parks are allowed to operate at 15% capacity. So far, only people who live in the state can buy tickets. Disneyland's president says this news is encouraging, adding, quote, thousands of people will now be able to get back to work.
Yeah, and here we are, the 1-year anniversary of the pandemic, and things are starting to return slowly. So it's good to see. That's for sure.
Just seeing that footage is uplifting, right?
Certainly is. Hey, the weather forecast here is also uplifting, Josh.
It sure is, yeah. I mean, we're talking about some true spring air in the forecast, not just for today, but for tomorrow, for Thursday. We might even be able to keep the momentum going at least into the first part of Friday as far as temperatures are concerned. And then we take the tumble back to more March-like levels. But let's not think about that yet. Let's concentrate on the good stuff. Today is our first taste of spring. The normal high is near 40. We're not going to get beyond the 40s along the Lake Ontario shoreline. That's because that water temperature for Lake Ontario is at 35 degrees. So when the wind comes in off the water, as a lake breeze does, it will cool things down considerably there this afternoon. But get away from that lake breeze, head into Rochester, the Finger Lakes, south of the Thruway. We're easily into the low 50s for highs today. 51, for example, in Canandaigua by the time we get into early this afternoon. And it's even milder heading into tomorrow there. Beautiful skies this morning thanks to a beautiful sunrise. And you can see some of that blue sky there. Satellite and radar show that we do have just nothing more than a few clouds at this time. Now, once the wind does turn onshore this afternoon, we'll see some extra cloudiness, especially from the Thruway north. But otherwise, we should be in good shape here for the day today. In the first taste of spring with temperatures right around the upper 40s to near 50.
All right, Josh, thank you. Back by popular demand
Yes,
this morning.
it is.
It's a cafe in Prague selling vaccine-shaped flavored desserts.
You just want to bite right into that, don't you? The strawberry and banana flavored cake is topped with a vial of what else but pink gin. The cafe started selling virus-shaped cakes last fall and decided to follow up with the vaccine. An order comes with a vaccine certificate as well. Looks pretty tasty there.
No vaccine hesitancy there.
Absolutely not. You're right about that. Well, thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update coming up in just about 30 minutes. CBS This Morning is up next. Be safe and have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and our apps for both news and weather.